Hey everyone, welcome to Everything Podcast. I'm JB, and today we're diving into a fascinating question. Why doesn't the Philippines speak Spanish? Given that the Spanish ruled the Philippines for over 300 years, you'd think the language would be everywhere, right? But today, only a tiny fraction of Filipinos speak it. Stick around as we explore the history, cultural shifts, and surprising twists that led to the Philippines speaking Tagalog, English, and regional languages instead of Spanish. And as always, if you're enjoying the podcast, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. So let's start with some quick history to set the stage. When Spain colonized the Philippines in the 1500s, they brought many things: Catholicism, their governance system, and of course, Spanish culture. But unlike many other colonies, Spanish didn't really spread as a common language. Why is that? The answer lies partly in Spain's approach to colonization in the Philippines. Spanish colonizers focused mainly on converting Filipinos to Christianity. Their goal was to shape Filipino culture to align with Spanish religious ideals, but they actually left much of the local leadership structure in place. This meant that Filipinos continued to use their own languages, Tagalog, Cebuano, Ilocano, and others, rather than replacing them with Spanish. The Spanish did educate some Filipinos, particularly those in religious settings or elite circles. But the broader population didn't need Spanish to function day to day. Another important factor was the Catholic Church's role. Priests and missionaries often taught Christian principles in local languages to reach as many people as possible. It was actually more practical for the church to communicate in Tagalog or Cebuano, ensuring Filipinos could understand and engage with religious teachings. Imagine the impact. Religion was more accessible, but Spanish as a language didn't become necessary. Now, let's fast forward a bit. When the Americans took over in the late 1800s, English was introduced and quickly spread across the country through the new education system. Unlike Spain, the Americans prioritized teaching English in schools, and it soon became the language of instruction, business, and even government. Over time, English gained a firm hold in the Philippines, which we see today in everything from media to education. English, combined with Filipino languages, replaced any widespread need for Spanish, which faded further into the background. What's interesting is that despite this complex history, you'll still find Spanish influence in Filipino culture. Many words in Tagalog and other regional languages have Spanish roots, from counting numbers to words for everyday items. And of course, Spanish-sounding surnames are very common. So, in a way, Spanish left a mark on Filipino identity without becoming the main language. As someone who's been fascinated by the cultural mix in the Philippines, I think there's a lesson here. Language, while powerful, isn't the only factor in shaping nations' identity. The Philippines shows us how unique cultural elements, combined with language, shape a national character that stands on its own. So what do you think? Would the Philippines have been different if Spanish had become a primary language? Do you see benefits or downsides to the way languages evolved in the country? Comment below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for tuning in to Everything Podcast. If you enjoyed exploring this slice of history, please like, comment, share, and subscribe for more. See you in the next episode.